The gray wolf, also known as the timber wolf or simply wolf, Canis lupus, is a mammal belonging to the carnivora order with origins in the continents of Eurasia and North America. It stands as the largest member within the Canidae family and is among the most renowned wolf species. Over 30 subspecies have been identified. On average, males weigh around 40 kilograms, while females weigh about 37 kilograms. They measure between 105 to 160 centimeters in length and stand 80 to 85 centimeters tall at the shoulder. Through DNA sequencing and genetic variance studies, the gray wolf shares a common ancestry with the domestic dog, Canis lupus familiaris. It's the second specialized member of the Canis genus, after the Ethiopian wolf, showcasing adaptations in morphology for hunting larger prey, higher physiological traits, and complex behavioral expressions. While closely related to smaller Canis species like the eastern wolf, coyote, and red wolf, gray wolves have interbred to produce fertile hybrids. They are the only Canis species with a range encompassing both the Old and New Worlds, originating in Eurasia during the Pleistocene era and migrating to North America at least 3 separate times during the Rancho-Librian period. Gray wolves exhibit social pack behavior, hunting, and migrating in nuclear family units comprising a breeding pair, alpha male and alpha female, along with their adult offspring and siblings. They typically rank as apex predators within their habitat, facing significant threats primarily from humans and occasionally from predators like the tiger. They primarily hunt large ungulates, though they also consume smaller prey and are even known to scavenge opportunistically for vegetables, fruits, and garbage. The gray wolf is one of the most well-known and extensively studied animals worldwide, with numerous books dedicated to its biology and behavior. Throughout history, they have had a varied relationship with humans, often persecuted in many human communities due to attacks on livestock, while being respected in some agricultural and foraging societies. Despite common societal fears, documented human attacks by wolves mostly associate with rabid individuals. Instances of non-rabid wolves attacking and killing humans, especially children, are extremely rare due to their natural avoidance of humans and their development of fear toward humans from historical hunting by shepherds and hunters. The gray wolf was once among the most widely distributed mammalian species globally, inhabiting the northern hemisphere from the Arctic, spanning across much of North America and the Eurasian landmass up to latitude 15 degrees north in North America and 12 degrees north in India. However, intentional human persecution significantly reduced its range to about 1/3, due to attacks on livestock and fears of direct assaults on humans. Today, gray wolves only reside in limited areas within their former territories. They have become extinct across much of Western Europe, Mexico, and large parts of the United States. In modern times, gray wolves primarily inhabit scattered wilderness areas and national parks, especially in Canada, Alaska, northern United States, Europe, and Asia, ranging from about 75 degrees west to 12 degrees east. The decline in wolf populations was curtailed from the 1970s onward, thanks to conservation efforts, changes in land use, and rural populations shifting to urban areas to mitigate conflicts. However, they are still hunted in many regions globally, either as a sport or to eliminate perceived threats to livestock. In certain specific areas, despite their overall low concern status according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, gray wolves are classified as vulnerable or near threatened. The recovery of wolf populations in Europe commenced post-1950s, following the abandonment of subsistence economies and traditional rural landscapes, thereby mitigating conflicts between farmers and wolves. By the 1980s, isolated and small wolf populations expanded due to declining human density in rural areas and the recovery of wild prey. Gray wolves became fully protected in Italy since 1976, with current estimates ranging from 1,269 to 1,800 individuals. Italian wolves migrated into France's Mercantour National Park in 1993, with at least 50 wolves spotted in the Western Alps by 2000. By 2013, 250 wolves in the Western Alps significantly impacted traditional sheep and goat farming. Approximately 2,000 wolves inhabit the Iberian Peninsula, including 150 in northeastern Portugal. In Spain, they are found in Galicia, Leon, and Asturias. Despite hundreds of illegal wolf killings annually, their population has expanded southward across the Duero River and eastward into the Asturias and Pyrenees mountain ranges. In 1978, wolf populations began recovering in central Sweden after a 12-year absence, later extending into southern Norway. By 2005, an estimated minimum of 100 wolves existed in Sweden and Norway, including 11 breeding pairs. Wolves are fully protected in Sweden and partially controlled in Norway. Scandinavia's wolf population persists in Finland, with Russia's Karelian Republic boasting a substantial number of individuals. Wolves in Finland are protected only in the southern region and can be hunted in specific areas during certain seasons, although poaching remains widespread, with 90% hunted for meat, exceeding permissible hunting limits in some zones. Moreover, a decline in the deer population has reduced food availability for wolves. Since 2011, sightings of wolves in the Netherlands, Belgium, and Denmark suggest natural migration from neighboring countries. In 2016, a female wolf track covered 550 kilometers from southwest Berlin to settle in Jutland, Denmark, where male wolves were first seen in 200 years in 2012. Wolves have also begun reproducing in Austria's Waldviertel region for the first time in over 130 years. The wolf population in Poland has increased to around 800 to 900 individuals since being classified as a protected species in 1976. Poland plays a pivotal role in supplying wolves to neighboring Central European countries. In the east, their range overlaps with populations in Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, and Slovakia. A western Polish population expanded into eastern Germany, where the first wolf pups were born in 2000. In 2012, an estimated 14 wolf packs resided in Germany, mainly in the east and north, increasing to 46 packs by 2016, with a pack of wolf pups spotted within 15 miles of Berlin. Slovakia protects gray wolves, except those preying on livestock, while some Slovak wolves disperse into the Czech Republic, where they are fully protected. Wolves from Slovakia, Ukraine, and Croatia may migrate to Hungary. Despite protection in Hungary, they can be hunted with permits issued by authorities if deemed a safety concern. Romania hosts a significant wolf population, around 2,500 individuals, protected since 1996. Although enforcement of laws is lacking, wolf numbers in Albania and Macedonia remain largely uncertain, yet their role in connecting wolf populations from Greece to Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia is substantial. Despite protection, wolves are illegally killed in Greece, and their future is uncertain. Wolf numbers declined in Bosnia and Herzegovina since 1986. While they are fully protected in neighboring countries Croatia and Slovenia, there is limited reliable data on the status of wolves in the Middle East, primarily inhabiting Israel and Saudi Arabia. However, their numbers seem stable and likely remain so to this day. Israel's conservation policies and effective law enforcement maintain a moderate wolf population that disperses to neighboring countries. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's vast desert regions host approximately 300 to 600 undisturbed wolves. Wolves persist across their historical range in Saudi Arabia, possibly due to minimal human service orientation and waste practices. Turkey may play a vital role in sustaining wolf numbers in the region due to its adjacency to Central Asia. Turkish mountains act as a refuge for some remaining Syrian wolves. A small wolf population thrives in the Golan Heights, well protected by conservation efforts. Wolves in the Negev Desert to the south coexist with populations in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula and Jordan. In the Middle East, wolves receive strict protection only in Israel, while elsewhere, they may be hunted year-round by nomadic tribes. Few are aware of the current wolf population in Iran, once widespread but with low densities in the mid-1970s. Northern regions of Afghanistan and Pakistan serve as vital strongholds for gray wolves. An estimated 300 wolves inhabit an area of about 60,000 square kilometers, 23,000 square miles, across Jammu and Kashmir in northern India, with over 50 wolves in Himachal Pradesh. Overall, India supports habitats for around 800–3,000 wolves scattered among surviving populations. Despite protection since 1972, India's wolves are classified as endangered, with fragmented populations facing human encroachment. While also present in Nepal and Bhutan, no information is available regarding wolf populations there. The wolf populations across northern and central Asia are mostly unclear but estimated to be in the hundreds of thousands based on annual surveys. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, continent-wide extermination efforts have ceased, leading to an increase in wolf numbers to about 25,000 to 30,000 individuals across the former Soviet Union. Kazakhstan is believed to host the world's largest population of gray wolves. In China and Mongolia, wolves are protected only in conservation areas. Mongolia's wolf population is estimated between 10,000 to 30,000 individuals. While the situation in China is more fragmented, Heilongjiang province in northeast China has reduced to approximately 400 wolves, while Yunnan and Tibet have around 10,000 and 2,000, respectively. In 2008, an authoritative reference suggested that gray wolves might be found throughout mainland China. In 2017, a comprehensive study confirmed the gray wolf's presence across mainland China, including its historical and present distribution. It indeed exists in southern China, contradicting assertions by some Western researchers that wolves have never been present in southern China. The modern range of the gray wolf in North America is primarily limited to Alaska and Canada. There are other populations in northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and small parts of Washington, Idaho, northern Oregon, and Montana. Canadian wolves began reclaiming northern Montana around Glacier National Park, USA, in 1979, marking the first wolves in the western U.S. in over half a century, recorded in 1986. The wolf population in northwestern Montana initially grew through natural reproduction, expanding to about 48 wolves by late 1994. From 1995–1996, wolves from Alberta and British Columbia were translocated to Yellowstone National Park in Idaho. Additionally, the Mexican wolf, Canis lupus bailey, was reintroduced to Arizona and New Mexico in 1998. The gray wolf inhabits around 80% of its historical range in Canada, making it a significant stronghold for the species. Canada currently holds approximately 52,000 to 60,000 wild wolf individuals, with differing legal statuses depending on the province and territory. Indigenous peoples of the First Nations may hunt wolves without restrictions in some regions, while other provinces require licenses for wolf hunting, and some do not. In Alberta, wolves on private land may be hunted by landowners without a license, and in some areas, wolf bounty programs exist. Large-scale wolf population control through poison, trapping, and aerial hunting is also carried out by government-sanctioned programs to support the wolf's prey species threatened with extinction, such as woodland caribou. In Alaska, an estimated 6,000 to 7,000 gray wolves exist and can be legally hunted during designated hunting seasons, with limitations and other restrictions in place. As of 2002, there were 250 wolves in 28 packs in Yellowstone and 260 wolves in 25 packs in Idaho. The gray wolf was protected as an endangered species, ESA, in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan in 1974 and was reclassified as a threatened species in 2003. Mexican wolves in Arizona and New Mexico are protected under the ESA, with 28 individuals in 8 packs recorded by late 2002. A female wolf was shot in Hart County, Kentucky, by a hunter in 2013, marking the first modern-day sighting of a gray wolf in Kentucky. DNA analysis by wildlife and zoology laboratories showed genetic traits similar to wolves in the Great Lakes region. Classification and evolution. The species Canis lupus was first recognized by Carl Linnaeus in his publication, Systema Naturae, in 1758. Latinized and translated into English as wolf. 37 subspecies of Canis lupus were listed under the collective name of wolf in the third global edition of Mammalian Species published in 2005. The subspecies nominated are the Eurasian wolf, Canis lupus lupus, also known as the common wolf. Included subspecies are domestic dogs, dingoes, eastern wolves, and North American red wolves, while CL. Italicus and CL. communis are synonyms of CL. lupus. However, the classification of some recent species or subspecies has been challenged. Dominant wolf asserting its authority currently. Taxonomists are debating the number of gray wolf subspecies, estimating around 39 to 42 subspecies existing and extinct. The following species are known: Canis lupus albus, Tibetan wolf, Canis lupus alces, Kenai Peninsula wolf, Canis lupus arabs, Arabian wolf, Canis lupus bailey, Mexican wolf, Canis lupus beothucus, Newfoundland wolf, Canis lupus bernardi, Bernard wolf, Canis lupus campestris, steppe wolf, Canis lupus chanco, Tibetan plateau wolf, Canis lupus columbianus, British Columbia wolf, Canis lupus crassidon, Vancouver Island wolf, Canis lupus floridinus, Florida black wolf, Canis lupus fuscus, Cascade mountain wolf, Canis lupus gregorii, Gregory wolf, Canis lupus griseoalbus, Manitoba wolf, Canis lupus hattai, Hokkaido wolf, Canis lupus hodophylax, Japanese wolf, Canis lupus hudsonicus, Hudson Bay wolf, Canis lupus eremotus, Northern Rocky Mountains wolf, Canis lupus lupus, Eurasian wolf, Canis lupus labradorius, Labrador wolf, Canis lupus lagoni, Alexander Archipelago wolf, Canis lupus lycaon, Eastern wolf, Canis lupus mackenzie, Mackenzie River wolf, Canis lupus manningi, Baffin Island wolf, Canis lupus magellanensis, Magellan mountain wolf, Canis lupus monstrabilis, Texas wolf, Canis lupus nubilis, Great Plains wolf, Canis lupus occidentalis, Mackenzie Valley wolf, Canis lupus orion, Greenland wolf, Canis lupus pallips, Indian wolf, Canis lupus pombacilius, Yukon wolf, Canis lupus rufus or Canis rufus, North American red wolf, Canis lupus signatus, Iberian wolf, Canis lupus tundra rum, Alaskan tundra wolf, Canis lupus youngi, Southern Rocky Mountains wolf, Canis lupus familiaris or Canis familiaris, domestic dog. The evolution of wolves occurred over a geological period of 800,000 years, transforming the original wolf prototype during the Pleistocene epoch into forms similar to present-day Canis lupus, dingoes, and gray wolves. Ecological factors such as habitat type, climate, prey, and carnivorous competition significantly influence the genetic population structure of wolves and the adaptability of their dentition. Wolves underwent a genetic population bottleneck 20,000 years ago, indicating that numerous wolf populations became extinct coinciding with the last glacial maximum and the expansion of modern humans worldwide with their technology to gain dominance. For survival, domestic dogs are the most common carnivorous animal and are descendants of one of these extinct wolf populations today. Characteristics: anatomy and size. The difference between gray wolves and coyotes. Gray wolf skeletal system. Gray wolf dentition. This is the largest subspecies of wolves within the Canid family. The weight and size of gray wolves can vary significantly between populations worldwide, tending to increase proportionally with latitude, with large wolves in Alaska and Canada sometimes weighing 3 to 6 times more than their counterparts in the Middle East and South Asia. On average, adult wolves measure 105 to 160 centimeters, 41 to 63 in, in length and 80 to 85 centimeters, 31 to 33 in, at shoulder height. Their tails range from 29 to 50 centimeters, 11 to 20 in, long. Their ears are 90 to 110 millimeters, 3.5 to 4.3 in, tall, and their hind legs measure 220 to 250 millimeters, 8.7 to 9.8 in. The average body weight of existing gray wolves is 40 kilograms, 88 pounds, with recorded minimums at 12 kilograms, 26 lb, and maximums at 80 kilograms, 176 pounds. Gray wolf weights vary geographically. On average, European wolves can weigh 38.5 kilograms, 85 pounds, North American wolves 36 kilograms, 79 pounds, and Indian and Arabian wolves 25 kilograms, 55 pounds. Females in any gray wolf population typically weigh 5 to 10 pounds, 2.3 to 4.5 kilograms, less than males. Wolves weighing over 54 kilograms, 119 pounds, are rare, although exceptionally large individuals have been documented in Alaska, Canada, and the forests of western Russia. The heaviest recorded gray wolf in North America was killed on the 70 Mile River in east-central Alaska on July 12, 1939, weighing 79.4 kilograms, 175 pounds. Compared to their closest wild relatives, coyotes and golden jackals, gray wolves are larger and heavier, with broader muzzles, shorter ears, shorter bodies, and longer tails. They are slender, robust animals with a large, deep chest, sloping back, and a strong muscular neck. Their legs are slightly longer than other canids, enabling them to move swiftly and traverse deep snow, covering most of their geographical range. They have relatively small, triangular-shaped ears. Females tend to have narrower muzzles and foreheads, slimmer necks, shorter legs, and less prominent shoulders than males. Gray wolves usually keep their heads level with their backs, only raising them when observing their surroundings. They often move in a loping gait, placing their feet directly in front of each other. This method of travel can be maintained for several hours at speeds of 8 to 9 km per hour, 5.0 to 5.6 miles per hour, allowing wolves to cover large distances. On a sprint, wolves can rapidly reach speeds of 50 to 60 km per hour, 31 to 37 miles per hour. Gray wolves can run at maximum speeds of 55 to 70 km per hour, 34 to 43 miles per hour, leap 5 meters, 16 feet, horizontally in a single bound, and sustain high-speed pursuit of prey for at least 20 minutes. Overall, wolves have a high cardiac weight, about 0.93% minus 1.07% of the total body mass, compared to the average mammalian ratio of 0.59% of the total body mass. Tibetan gray wolves, living in terrain up to 3,000 meters above sea level, have evolved hearts capable of enduring low oxygen levels. Specifically, these wolves possess a variant of RYR2, an initiator gene for heart stimulation. Skull and teeth. The gray wolf's head is large and heavy, with a broad forehead, robust jaws, and a long, blunt muzzle. The skull measures an average length of 230 to 280 millimeters, 9.1 to 11.0 in, and a width of 130 to 150 millimeters, 5.1 to 5.9 in. Their teeth are heavy and larger, more suited for bone crushing than other tooth types. Although not specialized like hyena teeth, their dental structure has a flat chewing surface, but unlike coyotes, their diet contains more plant material. The jaw pressure of a gray wolf can reach up to 10,340 kilopascals, 1,500 psi, compared to 5,200 kilopascals, 750 psi, for a German Shepherd dog. This force is sufficient to break most bones. A study estimating bite force in the canines of a large sample of living and extinct mammalian carnivores when adjusted for body mass found that, for placental mammals, the highest bite force, measured in Newton per kilogram body weight, belongs to an extinct dire wolf, Canis dirus, followed by surviving canids that typically hunt larger prey. African wild dogs, gray wolves, red wolves, and dingoes. A similar trend was found with bite force for jaw pressure, with both the extinct dire wolf and gray wolf measured, followed by the African wild dog, red wolf, and dingo. Wolf fur, white and black coat variation. The gray wolf exhibits a remarkably thick fur during winter. Most of its insulating fur sheds in spring and regrows in autumn. The longest strands are found on its back, particularly on the front part and neck. Notably, the longer hairs around the shoulders nearly form a mane on the upper part of the neck. The facial hairs are elongated and form a tuft. Short, elastic, and adjacent hairs cover the limbs from the ankle down to the bone joints. Winter fur possesses high cold resistance. Wolves in northern climates can comfortably rest in temperatures as low as -40°C by tucking their noses between their hind legs and covering their faces with their tails. Wolf fur provides better insulation than dog fur and doesn't trap moisture when warm breath condenses. In warmer climates, their fur is coarser and thinner compared to wolves in the north. Female wolves tend to have less fur than males and typically develop the finest fur as they age. Older wolves often exhibit more white fur on their tail tips, along their noses, and on their foreheads. Winter fur is retained longest in females nursing pups, although some fur shedding occurs around their nipples. The length of fur along the middle of the back ranges from 60 to 70 mm, 2.4 to 2.8 in. The length from head to shoulders generally does not exceed 90 mm, 3.5 in, but can reach up to 110 to 130 mm, 4.3 to 5.1 in. The most common coat color for gray wolves is white and gray, although a few individuals display an exceptionally unique black coat. This coloration is not a natural occurrence. A 2008 Stanford University study indicated that a specific gene determines the black coat color, which seems to result from hybridization. This gene dictating the black fur coat is dominant, hence it is predominantly inherited by offspring. While black wolves may not display exceptional hunting prowess, they possess better immune systems. Black wolves are mostly found in the frigid regions of North America, with around half of Yellowstone National Park's wolves having black coats. Having a black coat provides a particular advantage for wolves inhabiting forests. Black wolves prevail in packs in North American forested areas, whereas white wolves are more numerous in barren prairies because wolves mostly rely on camouflage to protect themselves or to increase their hunting success rates. Behavior. Pack of wolves lifestyle. Gray wolves are social animals, often living in packs ranging from 5 to 11 individuals with a dominant pair consisting of 1 to 2 mature wolves, 3 to 6 juvenile wolves, and 1 to 3 pups, or sometimes 2 or 3 families, with exceptionally large packs known to have up to 42 wolves. Within the pack, the alpha wolf holds supreme power, and all other wolves follow its commands during pack activities or hunting. In ideal conditions, breeding pairs produce offspring every year, with these young wolves usually staying within the pack for 10 to 54 months before dispersing. The stimuli for dispersal include reaching sexual maturity and competition for mating, as well as food. The distances covered by dispersing wolves vary greatly. Some stay in the vicinity of their natal group, while others travel as far as 206 kilometers, 128 miles, 390 kilometers, 240 miles, and 670 kilometers, 420 miles, away from their original packs. A new pack is typically formed by a dispersing male and unrelated female, coming together to seek an area devoid of hostile rival packs. Wolf packs rarely assimilate other wolves into their fold and often kill them. In rare cases where other wolves are accepted, the adoptee is almost never a subadult, 1 to 3 years old, unable to compete for breeding rights with the mating pair. In some instances, a lone wolf is introduced into a pack to replace a deceased alpha. During the heyday of ungulate populations, different wolf packs may temporarily join forces. Studies on wolves' cortisol levels indicate significant increases upon a pack member's death, signifying the presence of stress. Illustration of the wolf's developmental life cycle. The gray wolf is highly territorial, often establishing territories much larger than necessary to ensure a stable prey source. The territory's size mostly depends on the available prey and the ages of the wolf pups, with territories tending to expand in areas with low prey numbers or when young wolves reach 6 months of age, as they require similar nutritional needs to an adult wolf by then. Wolf packs continuously roam to search for prey, occupying approximately 9% of their territory daily, an average of 25 kilometers per day or 16 miles per day. The core area of a wolf's territory averages around 35 square kilometers, 14 square miles, with 50% of their time spent traversing this area. Prey density tends to be much higher in areas near the territory, although wolves tend to avoid hunting on the periphery unless food resources are depleted, as it increases the likelihood of conflicts with neighboring packs. The smallest territory was established by a pack of 6 wolves in northeastern Minnesota, covering about 33 square kilometers, 13 square miles, while the largest was marked by a group of 10 wolves in Alaska, spanning 6,272 square kilometers, 2,422 square miles. Wolf packs often endeavor to stay within their chosen territories for the long term, only relinquishing their familiar range in cases of severe food scarcity. A pair of wolves mating wolves defend their territories from other packs through a combination of scent marking, direct attacks, and howling. Scent marking is used to proclaim territory and involves urine, feces, and ground digging. Scent marks are often left 240 meters, 260 yards, across their territory on routes they frequently traverse. Such marks can last for 2 to 3 weeks and are often found near rocks, trees, or the bones of larger animals. Territory fights are among the primary causes of wolf deaths, with a study concluding that 14 to 65% of wolf mortalities in Minnesota and Denali National Park are due to conflicts over territorial disputes. Visual communication. Visual representation of wolves appearing submissive and aggressive. The gray wolf's expressive behavior is more complex compared to the coyote and golden jackal, as necessitated by their group living and hunting habits. While other canid species often have simple visual signaling gestures, wolves have a more diverse array of signals, heavily reliant on intensity. When neutral, their legs are not stiff, tails hang loosely, facial expressions are smooth, lips aren't obscured, and ears aren't directed in a particular way. Communication postures in wolves include a range of facial expressions, tail positions, and fur bristling. Aggressive or assertive wolves are characterized by deliberate, slow movements, a tall body posture, and erect ears, while submissive wolves have a lower body stance, lowered ears, and tail. When a breeding male encounters a subordinate family member, it might stare directly at it, stand tall, and maintain its tail parallel to its spine. 2 forms of submissive behavior are recognized: passive and active. Passive behavior often occurs in response to an approach from a dominant animal and includes submissive wolves lying partly on its back and allowing the dominant wolf to mount it. Submissive posturing occurs as a form of greeting and involves a submissive wolf approaching another wolf in a low posture and licking the other wolf's face. When wolves are close together, they often engage in behaviors such as muzzle nudging, wrestling, cheek rubbing, and face licking. Mutual mouthing is a friendly gesture, while gripping onto another's muzzle with bare teeth is a display of dominance. Similar to humans, gray wolves have facial color patterns that allow for easy identification of where they are looking, though this is less common in other canids. In 2014, a study compared facial color patterns across 25 canid species. The results revealed that canid facial color patterns are associated with their visual communication, particularly in gray wolves using visual signals in their communication. Howling. Wolves primarily howl for communication rather than displaying a threatening intent. According to widespread folklore, wolves howl based on the moon's movements. In reality, the moon doesn't influence this behavior, and contrary to popular belief, wolves do not howl at the moon. Gray wolves often howl to rally the pack, often before and after a hunt, to signal alarm, especially in dens, to locate each other in a storm or unfamiliar territory, and to communicate with each other over vast distances. Howls can be heard within certain conditions across an area up to 130 square kilometers, 50 square miles. A wolf's howl is often indistinguishable from that of a large dog. Male wolves convey their voices through a lower pitch, reaching a deep baritone with an emphasis on the o, while females produce a more nasal baritone with a tension on the u. Wolf pups hardly ever howl, while adolescent wolves often produce howls that end in a series of dog-like barks. A wolf's howl includes a fundamental frequency that may range between 150 and 780 Hz and comprises up to 12 harmonically related overtones. Wolves from different geographical locations may howl in varying patterns. European wolf howls are more prolonged and melodious than North American wolves, with louder howls that emphasize the first syllable. However, these two species are highly intelligent, as North American wolves have been recorded to respond well to European-style howls produced by biologists. Solitary wolves typically avoid howling in areas where other packs are present, though they often howl more when expressing loneliness after being separated from the pack. Wolves also use howling to defend their territory. If the entire wolf pack howls in unison, it serves as a warning to unfamiliar wolves to stay away from their territory to avoid trouble. Other sounds include growling, barking, and whimpering. Wolves don't bark loudly or continuously like dogs in confrontations. Instead, they bark a few times and then retreat from perceived danger. Scent marking is considered one of the most important forms of communication via scent in wolves, accounting for 60 to 80% of total observed scent marks. Wolf hunting strategy. Overview. Wolves are social pack animals with a hunting strategy that varies based on their social structure. While lone wolves or pairs are successful at times, larger packs tend to have a higher success rate, especially when targeting larger prey like elk, bison, and muskoxen. Wolves rely on scent, occasional observations, and tracking to locate prey. Hunting phases. 1. Locating prey. Wolves use their strong sense of smell, chance encounters, and tracking to find prey. They often pinpoint prey by scent, sometimes needing to get very close to confirm its location. When wind carries the scent, wolves stand alert, focusing eyes, ears, and nose toward their target. In open areas, they might precede a hunt with pack-related rituals like standing nose to nose and tail wagging. Once located, they advance toward their prey. 2. Approaching. Wolves attempt to conceal themselves while approaching their prey. As they close the distance, they increase pace, wag tails, and intensify focus without alarming the prey. 3. Confrontation or standoff. When the prey detects the wolves, it may approach, stand its ground, or flee. Large prey, such as elk or bison, often stand firm rather than run. Wolves don't immediately attack in such cases, as it requires prey to show signs of wanting to flee before an attack. Wolves might either ignore it or attempt threatening gestures to force it to flee. 4. Ambush. If the prey attempts to flee, wolves immediately pursue it. This phase is crucial as wolves may never catch prey running at full speed. In group hunts, wolves try to isolate weaker or injured prey from the herd, making it easier to overpower. 5. Chase. A continuation of the pursuit. Wolves attempt to catch and kill the prey. With smaller prey, wolves aim to catch it as quickly as possible. However, with larger animals, the chase might be prolonged, wearing down the prey. Wolves often cease pursuit after a certain distance unless the prey is significantly weak or injured. Methods of killing. Wolves adopt different killing methods based on the size of the prey. Large prey like elk are taken down by targeting soft tissue and causing massive blood loss through tearing large chunks of flesh from the hindquarters. Medium-sized prey like deer or sheep are killed by biting the throat, severing nerves and blood vessels, resulting in rapid death. Smaller prey like mice are caught by leaping in a high arc and pinning them down with their paws. Ecological role. Habitat. Wolves are integral parts of ecosystems they inhabit, including forests, deserts, mountains, taigas, and tundras. Their choice of habitat closely relates to prey abundance, snow conditions, human presence, and terrain. Adaptive behavior. In cold climates, wolves conserve body heat by reducing blood flow near the skin. The warmth of their paw pads is regulated independently from the rest of the body, maintaining contact with snow and ice. Wolves choose sheltered spots in cold, moist weather and open areas in dry climates for resting. Shelter and resting. Wolves use natural shelters like cracks in rocks, riverbank overhangs, or vegetation-covered spots as dens. Occasionally, they dig their own small, short tunnels. Dens are usually within 500 meters of water and face south for sunlight, minimizing snow cover. Feeding behavior. While primarily carnivorous, wolves have diverse diets including small mammals, ungulates, reptiles, insects, and even fruits. They resort to scavenging at times, visiting carcass dumps or livestock for sustenance during food shortages. Human interaction. Wolves usually avoid human-populated areas but sometimes adapt to live near human settlements, roads, and railways. Incidents of wolf attacks on humans are rare but occasionally occur in cases of extreme hunger or competition for resources. Ecological impact. European wolf populations mainly rely on livestock and scavenging in human-inhabited areas. In contrast, North American wolves primarily hunt wild prey due to lower human density. Dietary variety. Wolves supplement their diet with berries, fruits, and sometimes raid agricultural fields during summer months. Even when satiated, they store fat under the skin, around vital organs, especially in autumn and winter. This comprehensive hunting and ecological strategy showcases the adaptive nature and diverse diet of wolves, underscoring their role as apex predators shaping ecosystems they inhabit. Natural enmity. The gray wolf often confronts female bears along with their offspring while hunting. During this pursuit, gray wolves frequently contend for food with other carnivorous beasts, particularly bears such as brown bears, North American grizzlies, or North American black bears. Normally, wolves strive to avoid conflict with bears due to physical disadvantages in terms of size and strength. However, when hunting in large packs, they readily mobilize the entire pack to chase away or fight their adversaries. Additionally, during times of food scarcity, wolf packs might target bears if the opportunity arises. Typically, wolves target young or injured bears for easier takedowns. Brown bears usually hold dominance in prey disputes with wolf packs, while wolves generally prevail when defending their territories against bears. Both species are capable of killing each other. Wolves feed on the brown bears they kill, while brown bears seem to consume only immature wolves. Interactions between gray wolves and North American black bears are far less frequent compared to brown bears due to habitat preference differences. Most encounters between American black bears and wolves occur in the northern regions of North America, with no recorded interactions in Mexico. Wolves have been observed actively seeking out black bear dens and killing them but not consuming them, unlike brown bears. Black bears often lose to wolves in fatal confrontations. While encounters with brown and black bears are more common, interactions with polar bears are extremely rare for wolves. Although 2 records indicate wolf packs killing young polar bears, wolves also kill young members of the brown bear species. With their superior size compared to other members of the Canidae family, gray wolves often dominate other canid species in the areas they inhabit. In North America, incidents of gray wolves killing coyotes are common, particularly in winter, when coyotes are considered opportunistic prey for gray wolves. Gray wolves may attack coyote territories, dig them out, and kill their young, albeit rarely consuming them. There are no records of coyotes killing gray wolves, although coyotes may pursue lone gray wolves when in groups. Similar interactions have been observed in Europe between gray wolves and golden jackals, albeit in regions with high wolf densities. Gray wolves pose the most significant predatory threat to golden jackals, often killing a considerable number of these creatures in spring and summer. Gray wolves also aggress and kill foxes like red foxes, Arctic foxes, and Corsac foxes, often due to competition for food, but sometimes wolves might attack and consume foxes as regular prey. In Asia, they may compete with red foxes, with at least one record of a lone gray wolf associating with a pair of red foxes in India. Wolves may encounter striped hyenas in Israel, Central Asia, and India, usually in disputes over carcasses. Striped hyenas feed solely on carcasses, just like wolves in these regions. In one-on-one confrontations, striped hyenas generally overpower wolves and might prey on them, but wolves, if united, can repel lone or slightly larger groups of hyenas. However, a case is known where a female striped hyena dominated 12 Arabian wolves. Nonetheless, two known cases from southern Israel show a close-knit association between wolves and striped hyenas. The population of wolf dogs significantly restricts the number of medium-sized individuals. Wolves face confrontations with mountain lions along the Rocky Mountain Range and adjacent mountainous areas. Wolves and mountain lions generally avoid each other by hunting prey at different elevations. However, during winter, when snow accumulation confines their prey to valleys, interactions between the two species become more probable. Wolves in packs often hold the advantage and can kill mountain lions. They are reported to kill lionesses and their offspring. Wolves hunt Pallas's cats and might scavenge leftovers from snow leopards. They can also diminish the population of Eurasian lynx. Wolves might kill lynxes by pushing them down or killing them before they can escape up trees. Similar reports exist about encounters between wolves and Iberian lynxes. Leftover food from wolves is sometimes scavenged by Corsac foxes. These foxes usually wait until wolves finish eating and leave behind scraps, but have to hide to avoid being detected by wolves, as they would chase and kill them if spotted. However, confirmed reports exist of wolves killing Corsac foxes. Unlike humans, wolves seem to be the only serious predatory threat. Encounters between wolves and humans have been recorded extensively, leading to negative perceptions about wolves and anti-wolf movements. However, they seldom actively attack humans unless provoked or threatened and often retreat upon sensing people. Wolves have developed some level of fear towards humans over centuries of relentless hunting to protect livestock. Human fear of wolves has spread throughout society, although humans are not their natural prey. Wolf reactions toward humans largely depend on their previous experiences with people. Wolves without any negative experiences may be less afraid of humans. Though wolves might react aggressively when provoked, attacks mainly result in quick bites on limbs, and these attacks usually don't cause severe harm. Meat-eating attacks, when wolves view humans as prey, may occur after wolves become accustomed to eating human flesh, losing their fear of humans. Victims suffer continuous bites on the head and face, followed by being dragged away and consumed unless wolves are driven off. Such attacks generally happen locally and persist until related wolves are eliminated. Attacks can occur at any time of the year, peaking from June to August, when humans encroach upon forests, for livestock grazing or berry picking. Wolf attacks in winter have been recorded in Belarus, Kyiv, Irkutsk, Karelia, and Ukraine due to difficulties in finding food during this time. Most victims of fatal wolf attacks are children under 18, with rare cases involving adults, almost exclusively women. Cases of wolves contracting rabies are comparatively low compared to other species because wolves are not the primary targets of the disease, although they can be infected frequently by dogs, wild dogs, and foxes. Rabies incidents in wolves are scarce in North America but more prevalent in the eastern Mediterranean, the Middle East, and Central Asia. Wolves appear to exhibit a highly aggressive, furious stage of rabies, combined with their size and strength, making rabid wolves significantly more dangerous, with wolf bites being up to 15 times more dangerous than those from rabid dogs. Rabid wolves usually act alone, roam extensively, and often attack large numbers of people and livestock. Most attacks by rabid wolves occur in spring and autumn. Unlike meat-eating attacks, victims of rabid wolf attacks are not eaten, and attacks usually occur within a day. Victims are chosen randomly, although most cases involve adult males. From the mid-20th century to 2002, there were 8 fatal attacks in Europe and Russia and over 200 in South Asia. From 2005 to 2010, 2 fatalities occurred in North America. Human interaction. The gray wolf is a relatively fierce animal. When hungry and faced with a lack of food, they may daringly raid farms or villages protected by humans to capture livestock, causing considerable agricultural damage, leading to negative perceptions of the wolf and anti-wolf movements. However, they rarely actively attack humans unless provoked or threatened and usually avoid confrontation if they sense people, as wolves have developed some level of fear towards humans over many centuries of relentless hunting to protect livestock. Fear of wolves among humans has permeated society, even though humans are not their natural prey. A wolf's reaction to humans largely depends on its previous experiences. A wolf without negative encounters with humans might be less afraid of them, although wolves can react aggressively when provoked. Attacks primarily result in quick bites on limbs and usually don't cause significant harm. Attacks aimed at eating, where wolves view humans as prey, might occur after wolves become accustomed to consuming human flesh, losing their fear of humans. Victims suffer continuous bites on the head and face, followed by being dragged away and consumed unless wolves are driven off. Such attacks generally happen locally and persist until the related wolves are eliminated. Attacks can occur at any time of the year, peaking from June to August, when humans encroach upon forests for livestock grazing or berry picking. Winter wolf attacks have been reported in Belarus, Kiev, Irkutsk, Karelia, and Ukraine due to difficulties in finding food during this time. Most victims of fatal wolf attacks are children under 18, with rare cases involving adults, almost exclusively women. Cases of wolves contracting rabies are comparatively low compared to other species because wolves are not the primary targets of the disease, although they can be infected frequently by dogs, wild dogs, and foxes. Rabies incidents in wolves are scarce in North America but more prevalent in the eastern Mediterranean, the Middle East, and Central Asia. Wolves appear to exhibit a highly aggressive, furious stage of rabies, combined with their size and strength, making rabid wolves significantly more dangerous, with wolf bites being up to 15 times more dangerous than those from rabid dogs. Rabid wolves usually act alone, roam extensively, and often attack large numbers of people and livestock. Most attacks by rabid wolves occur in spring and autumn. Unlike meat-eating attacks, victims of rabid wolf attacks are not eaten, and attacks usually occur within a day. Victims are chosen randomly, although most cases involve adult males. From the mid-20th century to 2002, there were 8 fatal attacks in Europe and Russia and over 200 in South Asia. From 2005 to 2010, 2 fatalities occurred in North America. Hunting wolves. In Volgograd, Russia, a group of 9 gray wolves were hunted down. Gray wolves are notoriously challenging to hunt due to their elusive nature, heightened vigilance, remarkable endurance, swift agility, and capability to overpower hunting dogs and even the hunters themselves. Historical methods of hunting wolves involved killing newly born wolf families in their dens during spring, employing a combination of dogs, typically a mix of hunting, scent hounding, and foxhounds, poisoning them with strychnine, and using traps. A prevalent technique in Russian wolf hunting involves setting up traps around a pack in a confined area marked with human-scented stakes. This method primarily relies on wolves' fear of human scent, though its effectiveness diminishes as wolves become accustomed to the smell. Some hunters attract wolves by mimicking their howls. In Kazakhstan and Mongolia, wolves were traditionally hunted with assistance from eagles and hawks, although this method has declined due to a decrease in the number of experienced wolf hunting birds. Shooting wolves from aircraft proves highly efficient due to increased visibility and direct firing lines, albeit controversial. Several dog breeds, including Borzoi, Irish Wolfhounds, and Kyrgyzstan Taishdong, have been selectively bred specifically for wolf hunting. Wolves in culture and mythology. The wolf holds significant cultural and mythological symbolism across various civilizations. In ancient Greek mythology, wolves were likened to Apollo, the god of light and order. Ancient Romans associated wolves with their war deity, Mars, believing that the city's founders, Romulus and Remus, were nurtured by a she-wolf. Norse mythology features formidable giant wolves like Fenrir, alongside Jerry and Freki, Odin's loyal animal companions. In Chinese astronomy, the wolf represents the star Sirius and guardianship of the celestial gate. Within Chinese tradition, the wolf is synonymous with greed, cruelty, and symbolizes negative behaviors such as maliciousness, wolfish instincts, suspicion, wolfish gaze, and lechery, wolfish desires. Both Hinduism and Buddhism incorporate wolves ridden by protective deities. In Hinduism's Vedas, the wolf symbolizes the night, while daytime birds must escape its jaws. In Buddhist Diamond Sutra, the wolf inhabits graveyards, devouring corpses. Pawnee creation myths depict the wolf as the first animal brought to earth. Humans were punished with death, destruction, and the loss of immortality for killing it. For the Pawnee and Blackfoot tribes, Sirius is the wolf star, its disappearance and reappearance signaling the wolf's movement in and out of the spirit world. Wolves are also crucial symbols for Pacific Northwest tribes like the Kwakwaka'wakw. The concept of humans turning into wolves and vice versa is prevalent in various cultures. Greek mythology tells the tale of Lycaon of Arcadia transformed into a wolf by Zeus as punishment for his wicked deeds. The werewolf legend widely pervaded European folklore, associating people willingly transforming into wolves to attack and kill others. The Navajo believe witches transform into wolves by wearing wolfskins, engaging in killings and raiding graveyards. Dena'ina people believed wolves were once men, considering them as brothers. Literary and cultural representations. Wolves commonly feature in the myths and fundamental fabric of societies across Europe and North America, corresponding to the historical habitat of gray wolves. The evident traits of wolves as carnivorous animals inherently linked to danger and destruction, render them symbols of warriors on one side and demons on the other. Modern implications of the big bad wolf evolved from these representations. Wolves hold significant importance in the cultures and religions of nomadic peoples across the Eurasian steppes and North American plains. In numerous cultures, associating the role of warriors with wolves, totemism gave rise to the concept of lycanthropy, blending human and wolf mythologies or rituals. In European culture, the word wolf is derived from the Old English term wolf, believed to originate from Proto-Germanic wolfus. The Latin term lupus is a Sabine loanword, both stemming from the Proto-Indo-European root *wlqwos, luquos. The Tale of Little Red Riding Hood, initially penned in 1697 by Charles Perrault, has had a more considerable impact than any other source in portraying the negative reputation of wolves in the Western world. The wolf in this story is depicted as a potential sexual predator, mimicking human speech. The hunting of wolves and their attacks on humans and livestock are prominent in Russian literature, featured in works by Leo Tolstoy, Anton Chekhov, Nikolai Nekrasov, Ivan Bunin, Leonid Pavlovich Sabaneyev, and others. Tolstoy's War and Peace, and Chekhov's Peasants, contain scenes where wolves are hunted down by hunting dogs and borzoi hounds. The wolf takes center stage in Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. Kipling's portrayal of wolf characters received praise from biologists for depicting them not as villains or voracious predators, as often depicted in wolf portraits at the time of the book's publication, but rather as creatures living harmoniously in family groups and nurturing Mowgli, the protagonist of the tale. Farley Mowat's 1963 memoir, Never Cry Wolf, renowned as a leading book on wolves, was adapted into a Hollywood film and taught in numerous educational institutions for years after its publication. Though praised for altering common perceptions of wolves by describing them as affectionate, cooperative, and noble, it faced criticism for idealizing wolves and presenting inaccurate portrayals of their reality.